Hello and welcome, beautiful creators, to this next Mista moment. We will be talking about meditation. Meditation. So many concepts about what meditation is. So we're gonna look at what meditation is, what meditation is not, because we like to learn through contrast. It's easier for us to really conceptualize something and honestly, conceptualizing things is to take us to our inner world. It needs to be a balance of outer world, inner world. However, meditation is such a foreign concept because it is an inner world thing. And unfortunately, most of the time in this reality, we've become so outer dominated that we've given 100% of our consciousness to outer reality. And what we don't give our consciousness to doesn't exist. So our inner reality doesn't even exist to us anymore. And in a lot of the ways of teaching about the inner world and the inner reality have actually become stigmatized with, bad things. Because the inner world is like a sixth sense. It's our place of awareness. It's our I am. It's our God presence within ourselves. It's how we create. So all of those things in a lot of mental concepts have become evil or, wooey and just not even accepted and all rejected because we have no conscious power here. So it doesn't exist to us. So we can see why we would reject it. The reason this is important when it comes to my channel is because I'm using all these modalities of teaching to lead us to the same thing that everything tries to lead us to, and that's the inner kingdom. So meditation is crucial for that. So we'll start, as you know, in this in my teachings, I want to use beliefs to help us get there, rather than rejecting beliefs. So we have a belief in religion that we all know about that we're going to try to shift a little bit. And that's prayer. So prayer is talked about quite often. My mom is sick, please pray for her. I'm homeless, please pray I get a house. Things like that. So what that really is prayer is getting in touch with our God self. Okay, so we say we're praying to God, but really God is within us. So we're trying to pray within, we go within and we ask, and it shall be given, right? That's what we're taught in the Bible by Jesus. And this is true. However, what if I told you that prayer as a mental concept and word is the exact same meaning behind it as meditation? It is. There's no difference. Meditation and prayer are two words that to the ego mind is different, far apart different, but in the inner kingdom, they're the exact same thing, So meditation is crucial for this channel because everything that we're doing is trying to lead us to our inner world, and meditation is the number one way to get in touch with our inner world, to get in touch with our I am presence, to realize we are the creators of our reality, to realize that love is a concept that describes the feeling when you're in there, that state of being when you're in there. So long-term meditators are quite addicted because there's no better place to be than your inner world. And all of this is so foreign to you because you're 100% out here. So as the planet is shifting back to our truest self, the vibration is raising, and the highest vibration is love. People are having expansions of consciousness, and what happens is it sends the ego programs and patterns that we live under out here, all of our beliefs, our programs, into a tailspin because they can't survive the raising vibration that's trying to take us back to love. And so what our ego is doing is it is causing us to think that we have an expansion of awareness, and we seek a new religion to match it. So then we are enlightened because now we understand Freemasonry, or now we understand what the Egyptians were teaching, Or now we understand that there's conspiracies in the world and evil and all of this. We knew that all before, but now we're just taking on a whole nother set of ways to interpret it because we're out here. But we're never really realizing that all of these things were initially started, all the things I just described, to just lead us to our inner kingdom. And so that's what this channel is doing. We're using things that we already know and understand to lead us to our inner kingdom. So here we go. If we know now, just from this channel, that we have 100% of our power out here, the worst thing we can do is keep seeking out here. But we do it, as Jesus describes, we seek, 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 and not find. So that way we get tired of it, because that's one thing that we can do. We can exhaust our ego and then it kind of just gives up, and that's like an ego death. So some people do it that way. They run it that way. But then there's some people that will just continue to seek, and then they'll actually impress their newfound enlightened beliefs on the rest of us. You know, you'll see it all the time. I'm so woke. Look at all of this Egyptian stuff I've uncovered and all of these things, never realizing you're still giving all your power to your ego because you're not in here. So those are the people that I know probably won't watch this channel, and I'm hoping they do, because we're really staying out here. We're not really using these tools and these teachings to do what they all at the end of the day are trying to teach us, and that's to go within. That is our eternal I am presence that Jesus is talking about, that creates with God. We co-create with God. God is love. That's the state of being. Okay, so I'm not going to get too deep in that, but what we want to understand is, okay, so now we get it. We need meditation so that we can take our conscious power back from the outer world into the inner world, where we project the world. This is the cause of the world. And the only way to do that is meditation. But now we are confronted with a new belief that meditation is hard because our mind won't shut up. So of course our mind won't shut up, because we've given all of our power to our mind. It's like, if you want the radio to shut up, take out the battery. So the more we feed, and we feed it by searching, by reading everything, and not internalizing it, not taking it where it's leading us. So this is how we're going to do meditation for the purpose of what I'm trying to teach, by taking some of our energy, our conscious power from this outer world and taking it back here. And initially, I'm talking 1 to 2 minutes a day. It's not going to feel like it's doing anything, and our ego will be like, this is bullshit. But you know what? I promise you, if you keep doing it, there's going to be a breaking point where you're going to understand what meditation really is, and you're going to get into that inner kingdom. And the more you get into the inner kingdom, you start pulling back the power that you're giving to the outer kingdom that's creating these looping patterns in the same life over and over again, just different packages, different jobs, same shit. You're saying the same things. I left this job, I was miserable, now I'm in this job and I'm miserable. And then eventually we see that I left this guy, I'm miserable, I got this guy, I'm same miserable. I mean, unless we shift it within ourselves, we are going to pull out the same circumstances from the reality. So here we go. First thing you do when you wake up in the morning, you're in less resistance. You're at the closest place you can be to your inner kingdom, which is when you first wake up. You wake up, try to remember, I'm going to shut my eyes and I'm going to listen to this craziness, because then your mind will get going. It's always going. So meditation is not quieting your mind. It's taking the power away from your mind, which as a natural effect will just start to get quieter. There's a shift right there. You're not trying to quiet your mind. Actually, the louder your mind is, the more in touch when you wake up in the morning and you listen to it, you can get with the listener. And that is who you want to give your power to. Remember, power is consciousness. So if you're giving all your consciousness to the mind and you think that's who you are, you're never going to break this. So 1 to 2 minutes every morning of giving it to the listener, the I am, the person that you really are, will start to just automatically take it away from this outer, and you'll be on your way. So as you listen, connect to that awareness and keep doing that. And you will see a pause in your ego, in the world every day. You're not reactionary in traffic. You're not reactionary to your kids. You're not doing things that you have to reflect on and be like, shit, why did I act that way? That's not in your control if you're giving all your power to your ego patterns. You're just reacting to everything. So just let that go. Get in touch with your eternal I am presence, and then you'll see everything outside you shift because you're actually becoming conscious of your creations. So the other little tidbit I want to add at the end to help you get in touch with your eternal I am presence is this. A mental concept of your eternal I am is your sixth sense. I don't really like it, but it kind of you'll understand like why I work as a psychic, or I can tap into your energy and understand who you are as a person, is because I'm completely in here, and in here we're all one. So, to get in touch with that I am present sixth sense, let's just recall something. So let's say a can of soda on a hot summer day. If you can call that up in your mind and see that soda, and when you take a cold soda out, especially out of a cooler, it's going to be sweating. If you can close your eyes and see that soda sweating, and you can pick it up and your hand gets wet, and you can crack it open and take a sip and feel that burn in your throat, right? Breathe in the summer air and say to yourself in your head, man, I love this soda right now. I mean, this is just an exercise. I'm not saying you really love soda, because I don't drink soda, but I mean, we can all relate to this, and we can all do this inside of ourselves. We can all do that. We can all have that recall. We can think of soda. We can taste the soda. We can feel the cold soda sweating on our hands. We can do all of that. We can smell the summer. If we really get deep in our imagination, we can do all that. Now, that is your eternal self. That is the projector of reality. That is what we've lost touch of. That's not what we're giving our power to, and that's all we should be giving our power to, because at the end of the day, that's wooey right there. That's psychic right there. That's third eye right there. We didn't need our eyes, our ears, our nose, our touch. We didn't need any of the five senses to just create a whole freaking reality inside of our head. So we have to realize that we are not our body. We could talk and hear without ears and a mouth. We have to stop giving the outer reality all of our power. So I hope that these two tools, becoming aware that you're the listener and becoming aware that your third eye is nothing more than your imagination, and start using that. Those are two strong ways to get you more in touch with your true self, your I am presence, the creator that you are of worlds. All right, so I will end this here. It got a little long, but I hope it helps, and I hope you share it with a friend that might be needing some help too. And keep watching, and we'll go far. Actually, we'll go in. Take care.